What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode on Young Race Predictor, where today we are going to be doing the championship standings predictions of the season 2025. Of course, we know how 2024 had went, the second half of the season being so dramatic and so exciting that at one point we actually thought Verstappen was so close to not winning the championship. But of course, Max Verstappen is the king of the world for the last 4 years because he became, in fact, a four-time world champion last season in Las Vegas. But we had new constructor standing winners, which was the McLaren Formula One racing team, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, winning 6 races in total and therefore taking the cup home for the best team of the year. So, with all these dramatic and delightful experiences taking place, we have made this season so exciting that at one point we are not even able to make out whether it is going to be Max Verstappen who is going to be champion once again this season, or could McLaren keep the cup this year. So we are here for the championship standing predictions of the season 2025. And do me a favor, if you're really enjoying these videos, then hit on the subscribe button and hit the like button. Share these with all the Formula One fans whom you know. Right, let's jump right in directly into the Constructors' Championship predictions. And with no surprise, in P10, I have gone for Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. They have really not been the top team last season. In fact, it came out of shock and delight when everybody had seen Zhou Guan Yu come into the points. This season, we have a rookie who was the world champion of Formula 2, Gabriel Bortoleto, and we have Nico Hulkenberg. Now, though these two have the ability, the capability of taking the car up to a higher position and possibly scoring points, the Kick Sauber team has not been a very high performing team, has not been able to score more than even 5 points last season. And seeing the performance in testing, I believe Kick Sauber will be in P10 right behind Visa Cash App Racing Bulls F1 team. I feel that in this team we have Isaac Hadjar, a newcomer into Formula 1, and we have Yuki Tsunoda, who has shown his worth in the game and shown a lot of potential in many races. Though Tsunoda has the ability of scoring more points, I feel that since we have a new rookie in the team, it is going to take a lot more work for Yuki Tsunoda to play the alpha role in this team, because he cannot be the only person scoring points. They're going to have to come up with better strategies and better ways in order to take both their drivers into the points. I'm not saying Hadjar does not have the ability to perform, but it would take time for both the drivers to work it out and possibly score more points in case they want to finish in the top 8, even better in the top 7. So I have gone for P9 Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. P8, like I said in the previous video, for the qualifying grid predictions, I feel that Aston Martin Aramco Formula 1 racing team are going to finish in P8, because now knowing that Adrian Newey has gone to 2026 and we have Lance Stroll in the team, and of course a two-time world champion Fernando Alonso, knowing that with these three very important people in the team, and with the new regulations coming in 2026, I feel they'll be giving more importance to that, because there's a chance that they could go closer into the top 3 or maybe even ceiling in championship if at all Aston Martin becomes the kind of team that they can seal the championship next season. So this season is not going to be completely top notch for Aston Martin. So I feel they are going to be P8, right behind MoneyGram Haas F1 team and BWT Alpine F1 team. I feel this is going to be the same kind of battle we have seen last year, except the only difference is Esteban Ocon is going to be in Haas, and we have Ollie Behrman, who was the rookie of the year last season, alongside Franco Colapinto. So I feel that in Haas, Esteban Ocon and Ollie Behrman, since they're going to be their debut for the team entirely for a new season altogether, I feel they are going to find ways in order to come up and score more points. Similarly, in Alpine, we are really not sure about as to how Jack Doohan is going to perform, because we already have a Grand Prix winner in that team, one who has shown beautiful racing on track, Pierre Gasly. So I feel that Alpine could come out ahead of Haas in this constructors fight. In P5, after looking at this last 5, you will have understood that we have Atlassian Williams Racing in P5. The reason I have gone for Williams in P5 and not like P7 or P8 is because we have Alex Albon and a 4-time winner Carlos Sainz in the team, and with a principal like James Vowles, who's completely goated. We have two amazing, a beautiful drive lineup. And you have Alex Albon, who has shown beautiful maneuvering and beautiful overtakes on the field. And we also have Carlos Sainz, like I said, who is a four-time Grand Prix winner. So I have a feeling Williams can finish in P5. In P4, as always, we have Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 team. George Russell could perform the way he has last season. He could be even better by showing his great performances in the qualifying on Saturdays. But with a new driver like Andrea Kimi Antonelli, I feel that it will take time for Antonelli to actually fight for the top step in these races, because he is coming in place of a seven-time world champion like Lewis Hamilton. So there would be a lot to prove in the seasons, which is why I've gone for Mercedes in P4, Red Bull in P3, because we have a new driver like Liam Lawson. Max Verstappen does have the chance of taking his Red Bull from maybe even from the back of the grid up to the front. But even if Verstappen can outperform Lawson, Lawson is going to have to take some time in order to actually maybe take up that Red Bull to the top step. I'm not saying Lawson does not have a chance. Maybe there is. I have a feeling Lawson has the ability to win a Formula One Grand Prix this season. But like I said, seeing how the races had taken place last season, we really cannot give any guarantee as to whether Red Bull could actually be one of the top two teams. So I have gone for Oracle Red Bull Racing in my predictions for P3. P2 going to Scuderia Ferrari, having Charles Leclerc and a seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, which means P1 goes to the reigning world champions of McLaren F1 team. I feel now that we have Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, who managed to seal the championship last season in the very final race, just ahead of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. I have a feeling they have a chance of keeping that cup, because after looking at how their performances through testing, they have been consistent and have the possibility of becoming better throughout the season. So I feel McLaren are going to keep the cup ahead of Scuderia Ferrari and Oracle Red Bull Racing taking third place in the Constructors' Championship. Moving on to the Drivers' Championship, I believe that we are going to have an interesting top 10 this time around. But let's first begin with the last five of the grid, and the last five I have gone for Gabriel Bortoleto, Nico Hülkenberg, Jack Doohan, Isaac Hadjar, and Lance Stroll. Aston Martin may not really be the team we have seen the last few years. So in my opinion, Lance Stroll could be only P16 in the entire championship. Isaac Hadjar, Jack Doohan, and Gabriel Bortoleto all are rookies. They have had no experience in the races throughout the year, so there is a chance that they could maybe cope up and start scoring points, or maybe compete for the top 10 itself only after maybe 5-6 races. Jack Doohan could have started beforehand itself, but I feel that this is what the standings are going to be. The reason why I've gone for Nico Hülkenberg in P19 and not a position like P18 or 17 is because I have really not felt there has been an improvement in the Kick Sauber compared to the last season. And when you have a masterclass driver like Nico Hülkenberg, who has shown beautiful skills in qualifying, I'm really not sure whether the car has enough power to go into the top 10. Maybe Hülkenberg has the ability to take it up there, but we are really not sure. This is just the predictions, like I said before. So Hülkenberg P19, Bortoleto in P20. Now moving on, we have P12, 13, 14 and 15 as Fernando Alonso, the two Hasses of Esteban Ocon, Ollie Behrman and Yuki Tsunoda in P15. Like I mentioned, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls P9 in the championship standings. So I feel that Tsunoda may be the one who outperforms a lot. He may finish ahead of Ollie Behrman as well in many of the races, but he would not finish in one very high position in all of them. I feel that Tsunoda can put up a very good performance in these 24 races. Ollie Behrman could finish P15 and Tsunoda may usurp him in P14, but I feel that knowing Ollie Behrman, who managed to keep that Ferrari right ahead of the Mercedes in Saudi Arabia last season, and a beautiful three-race drive that he had last season, I feel that he has the chance of finishing in P14, right behind his teammate Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso in P12, meaning one of the Williams is going to be in the top 10. The Williams I have gone for in the top 10 is Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon staying in P11, and Pierre Gasly in P9. Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon have the chance of pulling Williams into a top competitive position. They could be the same team that they have been in 2016 and 2017. So I believe Albon would be in P11, Carlos Sainz P10, Pierre Gasly for Alpine in P9, P8, 7, 6 and 5 gone for Liam Lawson, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. Now, out of these four drivers who have been mentioned over here, three of them are actually new to their team. Lewis Hamilton's debut for Ferrari, Lawson's debut for Red Bull, and Tenley's debut in Formula One itself. George Russell may finish ahead of two of them. George Russell is that kind of a consistent and powerful driver for Mercedes. I feel though that the Ferrari may have a little bit more pace, so Hamilton would just usurp him in P5, Lawson in P8, and Tenley in P7, and Tenley pipping Lawson in the Drivers' Championship. P4, I have gone for Max Verstappen. Seeing how the races have been last season, we really cannot give any guarantee that Verstappen could continue keeping the cup this season. Max Verstappen really has the chance of pulling in many beautiful drives throughout the season, but I feel that Verstappen could be only P4 in the standings because we have the two McLarens who are at this point really overpowered. We have Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, both beautiful drivers, kids of the McLaren team who have managed to perform even in scenarios we have never expected. So I feel Verstappen would be in P4. Piastri, in my predictions, would be in P3. I feel Piastri could finish even in P2 right ahead of Lando Norris or maybe even Charles Leclerc. But this is just his third season, and Piastri, though being a possible championship rival in this season, I feel he could be only P3 right behind his teammate Lando Norris. And this may seem like a very big task, but because I believe Charles Leclerc would be world champion of 2025. I believe Charles Leclerc is that performer for Ferrari who will try to pull in wins in tracks in many street circuits, because he is one who takes challenges very seriously and tries to keep the car on track and focuses on only one aim, and he tries to make sure he satisfies and check marks that aim at all costs. If Leclerc has that can keep it consistent throughout the season, then I feel Charles Leclerc will be world champion ahead of Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and Max Verstappen. Hope you enjoy this video. Make sure you click on that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video with all the Formula One fans whom you know. See you next time for the next video where we could be talking about a prediction or maybe even an analysis of the Australian Grand Prix. But until then, tuning in next time. Goodbye.